For more than a year, America has been under the wheels of a political juggernaut that has steamrolled its way across the depth and breadth of every community with various messages about making a nation great, building walls the likes of which even the architects of the one in China would be impressed with, digging dirt from a level that would make a sewer seem like a garden party, and assuring any and all who will listen that now is the time to cast off the shackles of evil government and hand power to the only man who can save us. No one, save for those with more than a few brain cells missing, can possibly downplay the effect of Donald Trump. And now, for better or worse, he has changed the political dynamic of these United States for generations to come. Win or lose in 28 days, Trump's mark has been left. Those train tracks will remain in place well past November. And the message of he and his followers will resonate in elections we have yet to even consider. But then take pause, because those iron wheels of resolve are suddenly spinning in place, while others are completely flying off the engine. Republicans are starting to wonder if their candidate will ever talk about what he will do for them instead of what they are doing for him. Can he possibly stop the incessant attacks on evils of old and deal with how to move America forward? And while there are those who will rail against even the inference, there are some who once saw Donald Trump as inevitable, now beginning to wonder where the emperor's clothes have vanished to. Prepare for an hour of discourse and discussion. Welcome to another edition of America Talks Live. I am your tour guide through the muck and morass this political season has become, Ed Berliner. And we encourage your phone calls at 1-877-NEWSMAX, 1-877-639-7629, and ask you a simple question. Are you worried that Donald Trump is handing the election to Hillary Clinton? And what should he be doing to stop this crash before it even happens? We'll open the doors and get to work right after Miranda Khan deals the update. Miranda?
Tour guide, I like that. Thanks, Ed. Many pundits are still reacting to the Washington Post's leaked audio of Donald Trump and his comments about women. CNN political commentator Ana Navarro had an interesting take on it.
It makes you angry except when the person who's running for president of the United States says it. And listen, let me tell you something. Everything you just said is 50 shades of crazy. To compare running for president to an erotic film or an erotic movie, an erotic novel, is crazy.
Social media was buzzing with reaction to Navarro's comments. Actor Deborah Messing seems to agree with her comments. She tweeted out this: "That's 50 shades of crazy." Ana Navarro blasts Trump rep for blaming his crudeness on erotic novel. Heart, Ana Navarro. Executive producer for Pitch, Paris Barkley, also agrees with Ana Navarro, tweeting this: "It's getting harder for me to love Ana Navarro more. Ana Navarro, everything you said is 50 shades of crazy." CNN. Political senior writer Mark Caputo attacked Navarro when he tweeted classic Ana Navarro response: "Everything you just said is 50 shades of crazy. Trump should go right. The art of groping." And the executive editor for the Daily Beast, Noah Chapman, jokingly proposes to Navarro when he tweeted, "Everything you just said is 50 shades of crazy. Marry me, Ana Navarro." Trump supporters attacked CNN at a rally yesterday when they chanted "CNN sucks" at one of his rallies in Pennsylvania. Ed, back to you.
It is an interesting time indeed. Thanks so much, Miranda. And in all this, we put in the fact that Donald Trump has said today, and I quote, "It is so nice that the shackles have been taken off me." And quite frankly, a number of people who back Donald Trump say that is exactly what we need. Meantime, we have more WikiLeaks, we have more emails, we have a lot to discuss. Don't forget, 1-877-NEWSMAX, 1-877-NEWSMAX. Let's fire it up. First up, he is the veteran political analyst, syndicated columnist at places such as Newsday, network radio talker, New York Times bestselling author, and to our point, to say he once won a Pulitzer Prize for his coverage of a subway train wreck in New York City. It's just perfect timing. Ellis Henican joins us, and joined by the veteran political consultant, managing editor at the website The Shark Tank. Head for it at shark-tank.com, who never met an argument he backed down from, Javier Manjarres. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Let's get to work. Ellis, I'm going to go ahead and throw it to you first here, because Donald Trump says those shackles are off right now, and he is going to basically take his time. He's going to go after the Clintons. Here, let's get this soundbite. He warns the Clintons he will continue to trash Bill if they, the Clintons, continue to release tapes of him saying inappropriate things. Here's what he said.
And I just saw very inappropriate words. But Bill Clinton sexually assaulted innocent women, and Hillary Clinton attacked those women viciously. One of them said more viciously than he attacked them. If they want to release more tapes, saying inappropriate things. We'll continue to talk about Bill and Hillary Clinton doing inappropriate things. Probably saw yesterday. We brought 4 wonderful women.
Let's get right to it, Ellis. Your take.
Well, listen, it's down in the gutter. It's nearly extortion. I can't imagine what shackles Donald Trump has yet to remove. But part of me really hopes, Ed, that he keeps doing it, because every time he talks like that, he narrows his support just a little bit more. I mean, forget the suburban women, forget the people who have any kind of moderate feelings at all, forget the traditional Republicans. It'll be Donald, Rudy, Chris Christie, and about 12 crazy guys by the time we get to the first week in November. And you know what? They'll feel really good about it, but they're going to get their butts kicked when the vote comes in.
Javier, to what Ellis just said, here's what Republicans are telling me and what I've heard. Real hardcore Republicans are writing me saying, we're sick and tired of this. We want to go after the Clintons. We want him to nail Hillary Clinton. We want him to be president, but we want him to do it without having to continue to dip in the muck and mire, and they're scared to death. Should they be?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, what he said is political fair game. I mean, if it happened to Bill Clinton, he'd be pushing the audio himself, so would all Republicans would. So it's fair game. Unfortunately, it's fair game for Donald Trump. But again, he needs to stay above the fray, or try to. It's going to be very difficult because he gets distracted very easily. So by going after the Clintons, yeah, Republicans want to hear that. Republicans want them to go after the Clintons for years because no one has done so, but I think it's going to be too late.
Is it possible, though, that the millennials, some of the younger voters, have no idea what happened? I don't know how. They would have had to basically be dilettantes and not even discuss history at all. They don't know what Bill Clinton did, and that's why bringing this up is good for Donald Trump in attack. Or is this simply just an attack that has no basis whatsoever? It's unnecessary in order to launch.
Well, it's necessary for Donald Trump to kind of counter what's happening to him. And again, I agree with you. There's a lot of millennials that don't know about this, but now do. So if those millennials come out to vote, it matters. If they don't, then it doesn't really matter. Either way, I don't think it helps Donald Trump. I think he needs to focus on the email scandals, her terrible record of foreign policy, coupled with which is pretty much Obama's foreign policy. I think if he sticks to that, I think it's a winning issue for him. Not to say he's going to win. I think it's an uphill battle for him.
Wait a minute. I'm going to stop you right there. Are you willing to go on record right now to believe that Donald Trump will not win the election?
No, I'm just saying it's going to be very difficult for him to win. He could win. We don't know how the polls are going to pan out because, again, a lot of people that are saying they're supporting Trump are not the usual most likely voters that are polled.
Ellis, let's go ahead and look at it from the Clinton campaign on another side, because now we have WikiLeaks again, disclosing they have another large batch of hacked emails from the Clinton campaign chairman, John Podesta. It's talking about the inner workings of what is going on. It is damaging. But this is the point. Is this damaging enough that anyone will care?
It's baby damaging. I mean, I can just imagine what Bernie Sanders could have done with this, right? There was a moment that this could have been a big story. Unfortunately, Ed, there are very few ironclad rules in journalism, but one is that a sex leak beats a banking regulation leak any day. And so nobody, frankly, I mean, you know, there's people out on the fringe who are up in arms about it, but this is tiny. This is a tiny little pebble on the water of American politics, given all the other crazy stuff, the Republican Civil War, Donald's defense of groping. You know, there's just so much else that's so much bigger in terms of this conversation than that.
All right, now, the end game is something that's always important here when we talk about Donald Trump. Guy from Maryland joins us right now at 1-877-NEWSMAX. And Guy, I'm bringing you in here right now because you want to talk about that. Are you concerned? Do you have an idea what Donald Trump's end game might be as somebody who might sit out there and vote for him, or what you want it to be?
Well, I have no idea, but I tend to look at all the dialogue and the contention, and I look at Trump's ability to capitalize on a moment. And so my question is there a political calculus going on to determine after this election, if Trump is unsuccessful, will he keep his constituency and create a third party that has sustained legitimacy?
That is a fair question. Ellis, I'm going to bring that to you first. There are many people. I think we've all heard a lot of these rumors before. We've heard about television networks. We've heard about constituencies. Ellis, do you believe that Donald Trump has created such a loyal base that should he lose the presidency, we are looking at that alternative party?
And no doubt his base is hugely loyal. I mean, there's no denying those people turn out in large numbers for those rallies. But listen, as a Democrat, someone who leans progressive, my God, I hope he does, right? Because what would be better for us, guys, than if the Republicans split in two, right? The Trump crazies went one way, the establishment Republicans went another way, divided whatever that audience was, and then the Dems would have the field to themselves. So, I mean, you guys better hope that doesn't happen.
All right, I'm going to go to you guys. Here's the you guys sitting next to me right now.
First of all, I think Henican is just announced he's going to run for Congress down the road because he sounds
be
like
easy.
a politician. But first of all, he's right. He's absolutely right. This is what the Democrats
got the hair
want.
for it, so it's good.
This is what Democrats want. They want a split party. There is no GOP civil war. That's what the Democrats.
Oh, come on, stop.
There isn't. Well, there kind of is a little bit.
Thank you.
But the point is that that's what they want. That's what Henican and his peoples want. They want the Republican Party to split their vote. If Donald Trump leaves and he takes his party with him, it's over. The Republican Party ceases to exist.
Wait a minute. Ceases to exist? Come on, isn't that going a little far?
Well, as far as winning elections,
the current Republican Party was.
Who's going to win? Who's going to bring the Republican Party back?
Is it fair to say right now? I only got about 60 seconds before we take a break. But would you agree with me that the Republican Party that we knew 2 years ago is now completely dead and gone?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
In light of everything that's happened here, and in light of a lot of the fighting that's going on, which we'll talk about momentarily?
Well, a lot of the fighting is going on is with the establishment. You know, the problem has always been the establishment shouldn't even be complaining because they are where they are now because of they've been trying to force feed Americans, Republicans, their candidates. They've been forcing down their throats, and this is. Excuse me, and this is what they have now. So again, Donald Trump may have broken the mold, but who's to say what's going to happen with the party tomorrow after the election's over?
20 seconds, Ellis. Do you then believe that right now that Republican Party is gone?
No, I think it's sleeping and it's wounded. But in the end, I think the grown-ups probably win. I mean, they have much more advantage. They understand how to play the game. They have inside power and influence and money. And in the end, you know what? Don't bet against all those boring those Ryans and all those his buddies. They'll find a way back, just like the cockroaches, even nuclear.
Oh, you had to bring in the nuclear cockroaches. Hang tight. More with Javier and Ellis momentarily. Your phone calls and an answer to the question here: are you worried that Donald Trump is handing the election to Hillary Clinton? What do you think he should be doing to stop the crash before it happens? 1-877 Newsmax. I'm Ed Berliner. This is The Break, from which we will return.